ABC has pulled late-night host Jimmy Kimmel off air indefinitely over comments he made about the shooting of right-wing influencer Charlie Kirk. The network, which Disney owns, announced on Wednesday night that it would remove Kimmel's show from its schedule for the foreseeable future. Indefinitely is what they said. Donald Trump later called the move great news for America, quote-unquote, and congratulated ABC for its courage in a social media post. He also went on to say that other stand-up comedians with these shows should also be removed at some point.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
We were just about to walk in. Interestingly enough, they waited to pull the plug on this right as the studio audience was about to walk in. It wasn't like this morning or last night. They waited for everyone to come into work today. They didn't tell us what had happened. They just said that the show was canceled. Initially, my concern was, I hope everyone's okay, no one got injured.
Priyanka Deo, our correspondent in the US, now joins me live. Priyanka, there's a deep divide clearly over this announcement. There's so many people who enjoy watching that show. What are you hearing?
First, a way the nation is being divided is just the political polarization that has happened. Conservatives see Kimmel's remarks as part of a long-running trend in late-night shows skewing heavily left, targeting conservative figures and amplifying anti-MAGA narratives. They also view the suspension as evidence that conservative voices are underrepresented and vulnerable to bias. Now, liberals, on the other hand, are defending Kimmel as exercising free speech and political commentary, arguing that hosts have a right to criticize and critique public figures, especially in sensitive contexts. Both sides here have a point. The division also stems from how people view the balance between comedy, commentary, and respect for tragedy. Conservatives emphasize that Kimmel weaponized humor for partisan purposes, while others stress that satire has always been politically pointed and should be protected under the right of free speech. This controversy also amplifies skepticism about media objectivity overall. Some see mainstream media networks as enforcing a very left-leaning agenda, while others perceive regulatory pressure as necessary to curb potentially misleading commentary. The other factor here is just the demographics of America. Younger audiences are actually very highly accustomed to highly opinionated late night programming and may see this as very normal, whereas older viewers may feel that shows have abandoned pure comedy for political messaging, which is true whether late night shows lean left or lean right. So this cultural expectation gap feeds further division.
Priyanka, I'm also very keen to understand how is the US media reacting to this piece of news?
Media is definitely reacting to the Kimmel suspension. Outlets like ABC, CBS, and NBC affiliates report the suspension factually, emphasizing the controversy, regulatory comments, and audience reactions. They also focus on statements from ABC, Disney, FCC Chair Brendan Carr, who is a Trump appointee, and Nexstar affiliates. And some news outlets frame this as a free speech debate, while others highlight Kimmel's remarks as insensitive over Charlie Kirk's death. Conservative-leaning outlets are using this incident to criticize and critique late-night hosts for a very left-leaning bias, for corporate overreach, and the chilling effect on political commentary. They argue that this demonstrates a pattern of liberal commentary going unchecked, while conservative viewpoints are often criticized or silenced. That's the root of their argument. Social media platforms like X and Threads have also erupted with debate over this incident. Hashtags criticizing Kimmel trend among conservative voices, while liberal commentators and citizens defend the host's right to satire. The discussion underscores just the broader polarization that has happened online. Some commentators are framing this as a turning point for comedy and media, and I agree with them, highlighting just how far political commentary has overtaken entertainment, pure comedy, just entertainment comedy in late night programming. Others warn that FCC involvement or corporate preemptions create a precedent for self-censorship as well.